Hello and welcome to this impromptu video, and certainly an ill-timed video in some respects. Maybe it's not the most ill-timed, but regardless, I am recording this on the 29th of November 2018, which is the final day of service for Filmstruck, which I will have talked about in a separate video. So if you don't know what Filmstruck is, there you go, it's shutting down on November 29th. Go check out that video. But regardless, this is going to be my farewell tour of Filmstruck. So, you know, in some respects, this would be something that might be interesting to people as far as, hey, this is a really cool film streaming service. Here's what you can do on it. Don't you want to sign up? Yeah, no. By the time this video goes up, Filmstruck will be completely vanished. It'll be dead in the water, and that's really sad. But I wanted to kind of just, I don't know, preserve it in a way, just to kind of show you what it was like once upon a time for anyone who never had it and hasn't seen how it runs or anything like that. So it is shutting down. And again, I will have talked about that in a separate video. So we'll leave the whole why it's shut down, all that kind of stuff, and just show you what Filmstruck really is at this current last minute moment in time, and what it's, you know, what it always was for almost 2 years, I think, or maybe it did actually pass the 2-year mark. So this is the front page here, and they recently partnered with TCM actually, so we have kind of these golden age Hollywood movies represented, which is really cool. And usually here we have kind of the genres, you know, adventure, documentary, mystery, silent, science fiction. So we can click on one of these and get taken to a whole section of genre films, and we can also sort these by the title alphabetically, and also by date. So we could go for, you know, science fiction, the newest science fiction film they have. So we got The Fountain, so we can click on that, Darren Aronofsky, and we can watch it. And oh, should we just watch it now? Should we watch The Fountain live on this video on my channel right now? This flags all sorts of copyright issues, but let's just watch The Fountain, shall we? No, we're not going to do that, obviously. And yeah, so that is like a really cool feature of Filmstruck. And, you know, you get that with Netflix, but I mean, you know, this really was the film lovers Netflix. It really was something special, something to be cherished, and I just loved the sorting of it and the curating of it, which I'm probably just repeating myself from the other video that I made, if you've seen that. But you know, the collections were what really made this thing soar, I think. You know, Nordic noir movies for math lovers. Like, I just love how to kind of throw that term back in their face, how niche some of this stuff is. You know, so we got Einstein's Universe, Brief History of Time, Pi, just, you know, fun stuff as well. Like there isn't an air of pretense about Filmstruck, which for me makes it all the more accessible, made it all the more accessible. We have directed by sections, you know, so we'd have 13 films by Kaurismäki and Nicholas Roeg, who recently passed away. You know, we kind of have a section on him, and it shows you what's popular, who's watching what. As you can see, the Nicholas Roeg movies are fairly, you know, popular at the minute, and you can even slide along and see what else is kind of being watched a lot. Another Nicholas Roeg there. Recently added movies and recommended for you. So I've been kind of looking at some Harold Lloyd films and Naruse films, so it's kind of showing you more of the same, which is kind of cool. I also been watching some of those early cartoons, so they're recommending me more. So see, it really is tailored to the tastes that you show by watching the films that you do. And obviously with Filmstruck, they were partnered with Criterion, so there was the Filmstruck and the Criterion channel, or both if you had the all-round package, which I always had, so I had full access. But you could see here the Criterion logo just behind the name there, the Freshman, which tells you it's a Criterion. sourced title, if that makes sense. Tells you what's leaving soon. We've got The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, one of the best animated films of all time. If you haven't seen this, you need to check it out. What an incredible film. And they'd have their own extras, like Alicia Malone, who's great. She would, film introductions. There were lots of people who would film introductions to kind of, they would make their own special features if they didn't have any. And even if it wasn't anything too substantial, at least you get some sort of, contemporary context and, speakings on these films by people who are passionate about them. So what else have we got on the collections? The Filmstruck Bundle 666. What is this? Let's discover this. It's learn more and see our farewell video. Okay. Well, they put together a very nice montage to kind of commemorate Filmstruck, which you can check out on their Twitter page, which is really, really good. So let's have a look at more collections and see what else they had. Again, Cinema Passport, Spanish films, New York and the Jewish Experience, holiday classics, One and Done, directors who moved on after directing one film. Just lots of really cool collections and presentations, Mike Newell movies, Roberto Rossellini, and just the sheer wealth of stuff. Eric Roma, Lubitsch. We got, just it is truly staggering how much they actually managed to get on here. And to me, I know it just seemed like it was going from strength to strength. And I don't know, I'm kind of almost in denial right now that it's going to be no more. So we have the popular, recently added, recommended, leaving soon, and the extras they produced themselves, whether it be a Bradley Cooper interview or something about Lon Chaney or the anatomy of a car chase, all these cool things. We have the Watchlist. My Watchlist had about 130 films in it. It's now down to 2. We have one of Agnes Varda's films when she was in California, I believe. And, or is it? Brings New York counterculture to Los Angeles. Yes. In a rented house in the sun-soaked Hollywood Hills. I haven't seen this one yet. I should watch this. See, there's so many things that I missed out on, and it kind of pains me in a way. It really does. That I'm not going to get to kind of just spend the rest of my life watching all this stuff. So this is the Criterion channel, which is a whole other kettle of fish. So we have the Criterion Collection editions, the Tuesday short and feature, which I always loved. And again, I probably talked about in the previous video where they once did a double bill. This is the short and feature. Excuse me. This is where they take a short film and a feature film that have similar themes and pair them together. But there's also the Friday night double bill. Yeah, the Friday night double feature. In fact, is it still on here? I'm not sure if they preserve the Friday night double feature. I think they might do, actually. Let's let this thing load first. Yeah, it might be on here. So they have the observations on film art, kind of essays, the adventures of moviegoing, where people in the movie industry select a few films that they love and talk about them and why you should watch them, and you can just watch them at the click of a button. Where is it? The Friday night double feature, collections, popular, leaving soon, etc. So they probably still have it, and I think it's just so funny. It takes me back to that whole kind of movie controversy, where that company was running print ads that were kind of suggesting that you're not a true film fan if you don't know this or that, and Filmstruck's kind of ideology was everyone is welcome at Filmstruck, and I think emblematic of that was this double feature, which is not quite loading at present. And I'm trying to do this all in one run, in one take, and it seems to be failing me at the minute. But, it's processing. It's processing. Maybe we're going to witness the live death of Filmstruck in this. No, okay, here we go. Friday night double feature. So, yes. Seven Samurai Magnificent 7. Wow. Like, what a double bill that is. Just really cool ideas. And, man, it's just the people who ran this loved films and loved cinema, and it's just so clear to see, the kind of the time and effort that they went to really making this feel like a proper a proper film lovers service. I can't even find it. Did they not preserve it? Bicycle Thieves and The Kid with a Bike. That's a really good double bill, actually. The Lady Vanishes and The Vanishing. See, that's kind of like a fun kind of. I mean, it's not exactly. I don't know if they still have it. Let me just scan back through to see if it is still here, because it surely should be. Maybe I missed it. I don't know why they would remove it unless they lost the rights to one of the films. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's here. So they did a double bill with The Seventh Seal and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which is just phenomenal. I love that. But also, for fans of the Criterion Collection in particular, if we click on that, and hopefully it'll come back quicker than the last time I clicked on a link, they actually presented, full Criterion editions in streaming form. Look at Netflix. Do you get commentaries on Netflix? No, you don't. Filmstruck, they cater to that as well. Not with every title, and it's not like they have the entire Criterion library on there for you to watch, but certainly enough to make it kind of really cool and special as well. So it's the most inconvenient time the internet is lagging slightly. So we have editions. This is like one of my favorite sections, because you have full access basically. It's an alternate version of the film. Well, actually, I'm not sure if there is an alternate version of any film that they've included here, unless you count on audio commentary being kind of an alternate version. But regardless, for the most part, they have everything. All of their special features, as well as Criterion Channel exclusive supplements in some cases. So they run it in spine number order, and you get to see all these great Criterion titles. And I can just click on one of them and show you how you could access the special features and how cool that was. Let's see what the last one is on there as far as spine number goes. We go all the way down. The Apu trilogy. I could talk about that. I watched those films for the first time on Filmstruck, and what an incredible trilogy. I mean, the first film in particular is just a masterpiece. So we have all of that, and I watched some of the special features as well, which was really nice. I mean, Lone Wolf and Cub, they got all of those movies. It's staggering. It really is staggering. And then we got True Stories. Isn't that a fairly recent one as well? So, I'm repeating myself at this point. We go to Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me and have a look on here. I don't think there's too many special features on this one, but just having like the nice kind of cover art there in this kind of nice, I don't know, I just like that. I want to save that actually. So we have an introduction. We have special features, the movie itself, interview with Cheryl Lee, interview with Angelo Badalamenti, The Missing Pieces, which is an hour and 31 minutes of deleted scenes. So that kind of is an alternate version of the film in some ways. It's like a movie length collection of deleted scenes, trailers, man, awesome. Really, really, really cool. And you could also just go in and type in say Kurosawa and find any films they have with Akira Kurosawa. And they have a lot of his films, including Desu Uzala, which was probably the #1 film that I watched on Filmstruck and fell so completely in love with and became one of my all-time favorite films. So that's probably the main thing I'll think about when it comes to Filmstruck, is that I finally got to see this film that I'd been dying to see for so long, but just wasn't available anywhere else really for English speakers. Interview with Roger Corman there, and yeah, just... I love this service and this site, and it's going to be a real shame when it leaves in a few hours' time, as at the time of me recording this. So I guess there's not really much more. Browse All was an interesting feature where you can literally just look at everything they have from start to finish, from in alphabetical order, and just look at all of the films, which take a while to load, obviously, but you just really get a sense of the range. Like if you look at just a short film from 2017 to something like 2 Days in Paris from Julie Delpy, which is a really good film, to 2010, and then to something like 8½, A Brief History of Time, Brighter Summer Day, A Day in the Country, just like world cinema. all over the place. Chaplin, Dog's Life, you know, just so much silent cinema. And then just, you know, fun movies as well. Just films that aren't, you know, stereotypically kind of classic, or, you know, that you know, there's so many different kind of labels you can put on films and certain types of films. But, you know, this really had so much going for it. Chungking Express was another film that I really loved exploring on Filmstruck for the first time. So yeah, I'm still mourning. I think they put up all 3 versions of A Star Is Born just around the time that the new movie came out, which was really cool. So I really wanted to see the original with Janet Gaynor, who's one of my favorite actresses. Anyway, lots of films, not enough time, and there we go. We're going to leave it there, I think. And I kind of bid farewell to Filmstruck one last time. And so I hope you've enjoyed these 2 videos of me kind of discussing it and showing you it. And here's hoping the Criterion channel in 2019 will live up to the great standards set by the people at Filmstruck, because they put together something really special that will absolutely be missed.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.